There, and welcome to GemStars, part of the Untold Stories Project. I'm Wiki, and I will be your host and game master this evening. GemStars is an actual play of Mutants and Masterminds, the world's greatest superhero RPG from Green Ronin Publishing, taking place in the original setting of LaFondi. Mutants and Masterminds is a D20-based system that allows players and GMs to create stories featuring all of the greatest heroes and villains of their imagination. One of the fun things about Mutants and Masterminds is the inclusion of the hero point. These allow heroes to re-roll a die, take an extra action, recover from dangerous conditions, make small scene edits, or use powers in creative ways. Heroes each start with one of these hero points and can gain additional points for good role-playing, funny jokes, clever decisions, having their characters' complications used against them, and by your generosity. That's right. If you subscribe, renew a subscription, or donate bits to the stream, you will generate a hero point that can then be given to the player of your choice. We are a small but growing streaming network, and those follows, subscriptions, likes, and comments, both here on Twitch and over on YouTube, help to keep us visible, growing, and paying our bills. Now, let's meet our heroes for tonight, shall we? Say, I need a nap, heroes.
I need a nap, heroes.
Nap, heroes.
Well, that was off.
Okay. Clearly, our players also need a nap.
Bingo,
Oh shit, I was on
bingo,
mute.
space, bingo,
I need a
space,
nap,
bingo.
hero.
I wasn't expecting two that quickly.
Did not realize I was on mute.
Yay,
Heroes,
someone's
let's
mic is
go
muted.
ahead and have you introduce yourselves. Tell us your name, who you're playing, and answer our question of the week, which is, what does your character hope to do once LaFondi is safe from the current threats? And judging by who I think is the least prepared at this moment, we'll start with Joe.
Really? Me? Okay.
Mhm.
Just because I'm looking down, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's fair. Oh man. Well, unfortunately, for Seteta,
Intro?
she doesn't.
Who are you?
Yeah, no.
Who are
I'm
you?
Joe. I play Seteta. Currently with the Ruby, normally with Soda Light. I still have a Mousy, so I'm fine. Yeah, no, for Seteta, like, she's it sounds kind of cliche and bad, but she doesn't really think about the future like that. Like, if someone was to be like, you have to have an answer right now, she's like, I don't want to stop being a GemStar. Like, after we're done with this, like, I just want to kind of keep doing this. This is nice. People remember me. I have friends for the first time. Why would I change this? So for her, it's like, I wouldn't do anything. I want to be a GemStar. So, Aaron, let's go for the more complicated answers.
What do you mean? Why do you think my answer would be complicated?
Wonder.
So hi, I'm Aaron. I am playing Braylon, who is normally the Amber Gemstar of Transmutation, currently holding on to the Emerald Gemstar of Fortune, which just feels weird. What does Braylon want to do when the current troubles are over? So that's actually a really hard one for Braylon. Because they are very much questioning if they have a place on LaFondi right now. With their secret about being a Gru having been revealed, they're kind of uncomfortable remaining in disguise in Braylon's life. They feel like they really, now that it's been exposed, that they should not do that anymore. And even more so, they're beyond just the, oh, this doesn't feel right about stealing this person's life. they really don't feel comfortable with the idea of working with the consul and being a representative for Lafondians because, well, they're not. And it's kind of funny because if they were still a GRU infiltrator for the Unity, this is exactly the kind of position that they would have tried to work their way into. But they're not. And since they aren't, the dishonesty of all of it is really weighing on them. So they don't... Honestly, I think at this point, their assumption is, we're probably not going to survive this anyway, so let's not worry about it. But assuming we survive it, I'm going to have to reinvent myself. And I don't know what that's going to look like. So,
see, that wasn't a complicated answer at all.
No, not remotely.
Shut up.
I don't know. I have to find myself again.
Fine. I'll pass it over to Calvin.
Okay. Well, hey everyone. I'm Calvin, playing Arcelia, who normally has the Ruby Gemstar of Punch a Bunch, but is now holding on to the Morganite Gemstar of Heals and Feels. You can find me here on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
I need summaries of all the gems.
Please.
I just do.
I only thought of those two.
No.
I'll work on it. But yeah, you can find me here on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and if you're on YouTube, I'm on the Win with Dice channel where we have streams and podcasts and all sorts of cool stuff. To answer the question of the day, I don't think Arcelia has given thought to the idea that there might not be any gem starring in her future. She's going to keep doing that as long as she can and being best friends with all her new friends. After dealing with the current crisis, if there's no major thing, she might, turn her powers towards helping out with regards to like corruption and stuff within like the Eopanon mining guilds, and make sure all business is conducted properly and safely, and maybe she'll take some time to work on her fear of heights, but that's a whole other thing that I don't know if she'll be able to deal with that. But yeah, she's gonna keep gem starring. There's no future where she will willingly not do that. And I guess speaking of the Morganite Gemstar, I'll pass it off to Jemmy.
Hi. I'm most happy to have more time to think. Hi, I'm Jemmy. I forgot English for a sec. We're doing great. I play Mary, who normally has the Morganite Gemstar healing, and I'm doing great. But right now has the Zodolite Gemstar of, I don't actually know what it properly is titled. Mind powers, which has left Mary totally not traumatized.
Like that's not my fault. That's not the gem's fault.
No, well, it's the gem's power that Mary was using that got this to happen. But anyway, to try to answer the question, Neri has actually probably thought about after the most, because that was immediately what their little brain went to, and then has had to change every single time we get more revealed. But really their most immediate plan of action is to try to get back to family as soon as everything is safe. Because Mary still hasn't had contact to her dad. Mom was still getting messed up by the owl. And while Mary would love to be able to stay with this group and, keep being a Gemstar, Mary does still have a very strong tie to family and really wants to make sure they're at least okay. But I also question the question of, does this mean done before the moment, or does this mean like once we're finally done? Because if Mary knew it was like a temporary solution, like, oh yeah, we have it done for, a few days, but it's about to get messy soon, Mary might be like, maybe we can wait to go check on family.
I would like to point out that the question was very clear. It was not a trick question.
Mm-hmm.
After everything is done.
And I'll pass it to Brandon.
Hi, everybody. My name is Brandon, and I play Kingsley Palace, aka world-renowned singer Jade Crystal, aka normally the possessor of the Lucky Duck GemStar, and now in possession of the Magic Schmagic GemStar. And the answer for the question of the day really depends on how everything wraps up. Because there is, the lingering issue of, her parents have been kidnapped. So if the end results in closure on that, then, on the positive side, if it ends well, then she'll be spending a lot more time at home than she normally does. And I suspect she'll gain a sudden interest in mining and just everything that goes into that. If it goes poorly, I could see her going full Howard Hughes. And nobody ever sees her again. And then, of course, if it isn't resolved, then she's going to be hunting for her parents. And I will pass it to Aunt Puppy.
Hi, I'm Aunt Peppy. I play Elliot, or Alexandrite, but now she currently has the Amber Gemstar, which doesn't know if she wants to give it back or not. But to answer the question today, since I'm assuming probably some of fixing what is going on means a potential end to her home world, she will probably be looking at trying to figure out what to do exactly and where to go and her new home, and basically as if she was dropped off at a doorstep and just left behind. So it'll be weird because she doesn't obviously look like anybody else. So it'll be a lot.
Right now she does.
Well, it's true. Now she does, yes. Right now she looks
She's
like
just going to be
everybody.
invisible all the time, everywhere, always. So,
That's true. Yeah. She'll just spend her whole life in solitude, just invisible, following people around.
Would she really hate that though?
I know, I was just thinking, I was like, would she really be upset?
Making snarky comments and
Yeah.
Nobody can figure out where they're coming
that sure does sound familiar.
Yeah. Pushing people and tripping them, fun things. But yeah, I think she'll have a lot to try and figure out, because depending on the outcome will kind of depend on if she has anywhere to go. So who knows? Really. She does not. She's just flying blind, just hoping and praying that something good happens for her. So yeah. I think that's everybody, right? Yes. So I'll pass it back to Wiki.
Well, on that happy note, when last we saw our magical girls, the GemStars, now back in action after their gems were absconded with by a being known only as Teacup, they found themselves in the middle of a fight with the imposter Acosta and his Black Diamond forces. Despite, or perhaps because of, having their powers mixed up, our magical girls were able to win the day, defeating both imposter Acosta and his Topaz operative. They also managed to save the princess, Talender Zerafina, from falling into their clutches. With the battle all but over, the Imperator, Innes Rathmore, arrived on the scene with her own forces to run a bit of cleanup of the situation and to tell the GemStars that she felt they were probably needed elsewhere. A thought that seemed to be confirmed when moments later they were contacted by the Guardian for the first time in days. And that is where we pick up. You are all standing in the intercessory amid the slightly less chaotic chaos of post-battle. Rathmore has gone on to, direct her forces. They have started rounding up the more treacherous among them. They are seeing any civilians into a safer areas of the building, and the Guardian has contacted you to say that he needs to speak with you as soon as possible.
I'm going to approach the Imperator. I'm going to kind of just look at her and say, what's going to happen to her? And I point to Brilliance.
She will look at you for a moment and look over to Brilliance, and I honestly cannot answer that question in this moment.
So Seteta's going to bound up behind Kingsley and like grab her on the shoulders and be like, hey, do you remember me at all in any way, shape, or form, or am I new?
Who are you? Are you speaking to Kingsley or are you speaking to?
To the Imperator.
You're wearing red right now, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. You look different, but yes, I remember you.
She just runs off.
Okay.
So anyway, I think it's just important to note, in case it's not clear, she is going to be a font of information about the plans from Shadowfall, and she is also, as I'm sure you know, extraordinarily powerful. So you'll want your plans to be thorough.
Oh, I am well aware of who Brilliance is. I put Brilliance in the position that she holds, so I am aware.
Okay. Well, I'll leave you to.
Is the Imperator aware about Talindra being a target since she's been like locked up here for protection? I don't know if that's something she'd be aware of already.
Did you? Is that information that you guys would have imparted to her?
Probably should say that. Yeah, Arcelia's gonna.
Because, from what I recall, you didn't know that Talindra was free the last time you saw the Imperator.
This is true. Yeah, Arcelia would take some time to mention to the Imperator that Talindra specifically was being targeted and could probably use some extra security as well.
I can see to that, yes.
And to clarify, Talindra is not in the building, correct?
No, Talindra is in the building. She's in the medical ward.
Then I'm going to head to the medical ward.
Okay. That is on the top floor of the building. This building isn't that tall. It's maybe 6 floors. It's one of the taller buildings in Eopinon because they don't really do tall buildings here. The only place you see tall buildings is in this governmental district.
How's she looking?
Unconscious.
Okay, she's still unconscious?
Yep. She has a pretty severe sort of head wound, like a gash across her head, from where she clearly, in the mines, when she fell on something.
I'm going to gently touch her shoulder and see if she can respond to my voice, trying to wake her up gently.
Not as of yet.
Okay. Then I am going
It does look like they had started to, that possibly a gem mage had started to administer some healing. But then, all heck broke loose. And
then I am going to mentally contact Morganite and say, hey, could you come up to the medical ward and see if you can help Talindra?
Are we talking Mary or are we talking Morganite?
Morganite, because I need the one with healing.
Look, Mary knows treatment.
Well, also, Mary has access to Sodalite's power to get into her brain while she's sleeping, if you want information.
I could probably help too, since I have the gem itself.
But, I mean, even magic, there is also things you can do with just medicine.
How about we all just go up to the...
Can I ask the obvious question?
Sure.
I realize that I'm assuming each of you got whichever gem you're currently holding because something gave it to you. We didn't actually have time to talk about this.
No.
I know that I saw a weird raccoon thing, who I've never met before, but is there any reason that we can't simply return them to their proper owners?
Well, if you all come up to the medical ward, we could try.
I just don't want to do that where other people might see.
Sure.
Maybe when we get to Ithium, we can give that a try.
Or even the medical ward if there's no one else in there but the unconscious person.
That works too.
No! That's the wrong place. That's There's stuff around? No.
There's stuff around?
She's still paranoid about technology. She doesn't understand what all these gizmos are. She's like, that has a screen. It can take a recording. No.
If you'd feel safer, we could wait till we get to Ithium then.
But we really could use the Night Gemstar up here and potentially the Sodalite, although I would like to start with the polite way.
Okay, well, let's rally on the medical room, and then we'll get to Ithium if this works out. Or either way.
All right, so you're all headed up to the medical ward?
Apparently.
Yeah,
All right.
I guess.
You will find no opposition to your ascension to the medical ward.
We're ascending.
Most of the intercessors that were in the building had already ended up, if they weren't there to start with, they had already ended up in the lobby area during the whole fight. So there's not much in the way of staff or intercessors milling about any of the other floors.
I would like to note, I think, let me double check I have this actually. I do still have the magic restricting cuffs and keys. So as we are walking up, I might stop to make sure they have those on. What's her face? Evil. Brilliance.
Yeah, no, they definitely have those. And
all right, making sure just in case they didn't have them on hand to do that.
Where do you think Brilliance got them?
That's fair. Mary is definitely though out of it.
All right, so you have all gathered in the medical ward. You are aware that at the moment it looks like Talindra is the only one in the medical ward. The medical ward isn't very, the actual medical section of the medical ward is not very big. it's generally used to treat prisoners who become ill or who get injured before or after arrest. So, there's 3 or 4 beds, and it looks like some kind of office probably for whoever the chief medical officer might be.
I will look over to Arcelia and say, "Are you ready to give it a try?" I realize this may not be this probably isn't going to be your favorite thing to do, but
it's weird. I still don't like her, but seeing her like this, it's...
Can I ask you something, Emerald or Kingsley, before we do this?
yes, so long as you don't use my name in an official government building.
Sorry, I would have gone with Emerald, but that's not your gem.
I understand.
What are we hoping to gain from waking her up right now?
Information about the project that got my parents kidnapped, maybe potentially any information she may have on the process of that, or anything she may have on my parents, who have been missing for several days.
And we're certain we want her awake for this?
It'd be a lot easier just to but
Look, I don't really want to mind probe right now, but...
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure what might happen if we go probing in there while she's injured.
Yeah.
I'd rather, if we can, heal her now and then ask some questions, but if not, I'm sure the Imperator will allow us to visit her in whatever protective custody she might have to go into.
I mean, healing her isn't a worry. You could definitely even just stabilize her wounds without waking her up. But...
I would prefer to give her the opportunity to answer on her own.
And if she doesn't?
And do the right thing. Well, then we'll take that as it comes, but...
If she doesn't, we'll come back later, but we do have to answer the Guardian's call.
The Guardian has requested our presence.
Exactly. I'm worrying that we're gonna waste time with a thing we might not even get a gain out of.
I think the key thing is we're wasting time right now talking about whether or not we're wasting time. I just want to get any information I can from her.
I know, but... Okay.
If the healing doesn't work, we'll just head off.
Yep.
It should work.
It should. I might need your backup on this, though.
I'll see what I can do without magic.
Okay, well...
Hey, Arcelia.
Yeah.
Take a luck point.
Okay.
And in fact, everyone take a luck point.
Yay.
Does the Roll20 point counting work yet?
No.
Okay. Then I will just make some notes in my notes. Okay. Okay, so... I don't recall what the roll was for the...
Just roll treatment, basically.
Oh, my personal treatment
Because...
skill?
Use Mary's.
Okay.
It's the same number of ranks in treatment as is in the magic, so...
That is smart.
Smart.
It should be. I have 11 in treatment.
Okay.
Yes, we discovered that last time.
I'm going to be using that luck point.
Thank you.
Okay.
There we go.
30.
So as you come over and you're still trying to... You're far more connected to inflicting the injuries that need healing rather than the healing the injuries.
Yeah.
So it takes you a moment to sort of connect to that more nurturing and healing part of you, and then to get it to come out through the gem and into someone you despise. And at first you're like, oh man, this isn't working, and everyone is looking at me. And then it seems to take, and there's a soft sort of pink Morganite-esque glow that travels throughout, over Chelendra's body, and the wound on her head begins to heal. And after a moment, her eyes flicker open, and she just lays there looking up at everyone who is crowded around her looking down, because that's not disturbing at all.
6 brightly colored female presenting people just like looming. Yeah, that's not creepy at all.
No.
And go ahead, sorry.
She kind of just sort of looks up at everyone. What the hell is happening right now?
So just as a quick point with the whole idea that everybody was looking at Arcelia, just want to note that Kingsley was not at all. She was looking straight at Talindra the entire time.
Oh,
so, because
it wasn't so much a reality that everyone was looking at her. She just
I know. But I just think
thought.
because it's noteworthy, like the first time ever
But she's not.
Kingsley is not looking over to Arcelia. And so
serious.
she's like, well, first, how are you feeling? Are you okay?
I mean, this is weird.
I understand.
Also of note, you kind of look like a demon.
What? Oh, right.
Emerald kind of looks like a demon.
I have very cute green horns. Yes.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah. Just making note that you kind of look like a demon.
This is really weird. The last thing I remember, I was being chased through a mine by freaking Arcelia and her
what?
Her little gang. I don't know. And now where am I? And she tries to sit up.
I do believe Jade Crystal was also there.
What? Who the hell is Jade Crystal?
Insight check. There's no way she doesn't know who Jade Crystal is. That's a 40.
Yeah, she genuinely has no idea who you're talking about.
Oh crap! She has you. Wiki, you gave her amnesia.
Did I, or does she just not give a crap about pop culture?
Clearly, it is the former.
Oh, okay. So she's trying to sit up. I'm assuming you guys are going to.
I'm going to help her up. I'm going to help her,
Okay.
kind of support her and lean her up.
Gently.
Well, you were rescued.
Seriously, wait, am I in an intercessory? What the?
You are in a medical ward in an intercessory because you were injured during that whole thing. Arcelia and her friends were actually trying to help you. You were being chased by some very bad people that we were trying to stop. You got injured in the process, and now you are here. Now, the important thing right now, along with you being okay, is the fact of why these people were after you. And it is because you are a part of, and Brandon's forgetting the name, but I think it is Project Atlas.
Yep.
You are a part of Project Atlas. And we need to know everything you know about it so that we can stop these people. They have already kidnapped every other member of Project Atlas.
Do you think that Why are you speaking to me like a toddler?
I don't understand. This is just how I talk.
You are just waking up from an injury. We're just trying to be gentle here, but it is important we know what you know.
She doesn't seem fazed by the fact that we know about Project Atlas and that she's a part of it.
No. At this point, you get the impression that at this point, she wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know, this
I grew horns.
if this world's version of the Kool-Aid Man came in and did a dance, like she's just like, yeah, sure, this might as well happen. This is not the place to talk about that.
Where would be the place?
Not in the middle of a governmental building.
Well, see, the problem we're going to encounter is that the government is going to take you for your protection. And so you're going to be in government buildings for a while, for the foreseeable future. But
no, they're really not.
Okay. We do have another solution, and I would greatly prefer your consent to it. My friend over here, and I will motion over to Mary, can have a conversation with you without words, or at least words that aren't spoken out loud.
Okay, why don't we just go somewhere that isn't here?
I don't know if that's a good idea right now. You were just woken up, and I'm not sure how much these repairs are going to, or how much your healing is going to hold for now. You can have this telepathic conversation, but if you'd rather wait... At the moment, the Imperator may be looking into your security specifically, so...
There's nowhere more secure than your own mind.
That was a really weird statement.
But a true one.
And she just starts kind of looking around at everyone, almost like she's looking for someone who's less weird.
Oh yeah, because none of our clothing fits correctly.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mine fits perfect.
Yeah.
I mean,
And so does
Elliott's not paying attention, so Elliott's just kind of in a corner or in a like up against the wall, just leaning there, waiting for it to be over.
Constantly brushing her hand through her hair because she doesn't have the horns that she expects.
Look, I understand that you guys are like justice heroes or whatever, and I'm not unwilling to give you what you're looking for.
Right, so...
Because I feel like...
Jemmy, I say my mind. Jemmy, do it. Or not Jemmy.
Who's Jemmy?
Mary. Mary, do it.
And I feel like you probably need the information because I don't know who else is left to use it, but I also don't understand why we can't just not be here.
We don't have time. We're on a time crunch, and we decided to be polite and take up time to talk to you instead of just getting the information. So it would be nice if you could cooperate in this moment and be willing to let us exchange information telepathically so we can hurry off to a completely different section of the continent and deal with the rest of the nonsense that's going on because of Project Atlas.
I would really like to be in another part of the continent.
We can't take you. You aren't one of us, sorry, but
you will hear in your ear That's not exactly true.
I don't like her, Melcy. Shut up.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, that's not technically true. We can.
Yes, let's drag along one of our mortal enemies with us.
In
How
my
is she your mortal enemy?
I mean,
Arcelia's.
Doesn't like her.
Close enough.
For Seteta, she is a mortal enemy.
I will just go ahead and say to all of them telepathically, let's just take her. We need to get going.
We can't bring her to Ithium. If she's not going to agree to this now, we'll just have to follow up at a different location.
Why can't we bring her to Ithium?
I mean, we can't just bring anyone into Ithium. We don't know
Remember what happened to the cat?
The cat was very
Snuck in.
specific. Yeah, the cat was a very specific.
Guardian saying, "You get out of here.
You get out."
And
last time we showed up in
nobody-
Ithium,
no
we
place-
brought like a gem disease with us. I don't want to just start bringing random people in too. Don't want to push our luck with the Guardian.
It's almost like
hey, Guardian, we have someone who needs our protection. We can only barely trust the government. We think it would be a good idea to bring her there, but we want to check with you first real quick to make sure that it wouldn't be unsafe in some way, shape, or form.
Did you just basically go, hey, Dad, am I allowed to bring a friend over?
Yes.
kind of.
That's pretty much what happened. Yes.
It takes a moment, and you hear, "Nowhere is safe at the present, but that is acceptable."
Great, let's go.
Great.
All right.
Where are we going?
We got the Guardian's permission.
So are we
Really
just
hard
going
to
to stand in a
explain.
circle around her and hold hands and teleport out?
Yep.
I
think-
believe
lay
you've done
still.
that before.
Yeah. Just lay still. I can't believe we're doing this for you.
You probably want to close your eyes.
Or not.
Hey, Dad.
You'll want to see this. It's fun.
No.
I'll keep my eyes open too. It's fine.
So you say, "I'll keep my eyes open too," and Talendra immediately locks into you.
Mhm.
Super eye contact.
Let's do this.
No blinking.
Let's do this. Let's go. Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh no. I might be becoming friends with her too. She's not going to remember me. It's fine.
Let's do
Is this how
this.
you make friends? Shit.
This is
No.
not how you make friends.
I'm so confused right now.
It might be how you
Probably
make
that's how you
friends.
make friends, right? That's
It's
how I got all
often-
of you is trauma.
Well, yes, but you normally don't start with waking them up and being like, hi, give us all of your secrets.
Hi, let us go in your brain, please.
Yeah, no, that's why Mary has been silent the entire time, because Mary knows that she's not in a mindset to try to negotiate, but also is like, I don't want to get a bad impression. Or as bad as whatever this has been.
So you guys get into your little friendship circle, and you end up in Ithium.
Oh god, wait, that just reset our spawn point to the freaking medical room.
Yep,
Yep.
that is correct.
Our last spawn point was a bathroom.
No, your last
It was-
spawn point was that.
Was
The very
the
bad
little
thing.
laboratory
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd
out
say
past the
that.
wilds.
I'd say that the
Fine.
medical ward's probably a better place right now.
It's fine.
None of them are good.
So you arrive in Ithium, and at first you think possibly somebody was thinking about the wrong place, because Ithium looks different, wrong somehow.
Over the mind link, Mary's also gonna say, weren't we planning to switch back gems? If so, where do we put her?
Damn it.
So you look around, and it takes a minute for you to realize, yes, okay, this is Ithium. The top of the inner sanctum as you have come to sort of see it, which you have seen both completely domed and then completely open to the sky, is now, it's partially open, and the top has gone jagged and almost looks broken. And the normally bright interior of the inner sanctum is darker, whereas it's usually kind of white and silky and opaque, and in some places it looks frosted, kind of like clear quartz and selenite somehow meeting, with colors that sort of rainbow flash over it. It's now become much more like a deep, dark, smoky quartz. And as you're taking in the changes to Ithium, the Guardian steps forward, and he also looks diminished. His usually vibrant, again, he resembles Ithium a lot in that the colors of all of the gems you can think of sort of usually rotate across his body. It's still doing that, but it's dulled, kind of like a dying light bulb. Perhaps somebody needs to change his batteries. But also, in his extremities, his hands, his legs, they're still black, chasing up the ends of his extremities. And you recognize that as the effects of taking on whatever the infection was that Ruby and Emerald had. And he looks at each of you and shakes his head. I don't know what is happening here, but we need to fix that now.
Nice.
Agreed.
We have a tag along.
That is something else we will deal with.
Well,
and
mostly...
everything about him seems slower, as if it is taking a lot of effort for him to process just a conversation. We will deal with that once we deal with this.
We were more concerned about, like, making sure she doesn't know our identities.
Excuse me, miss. Mary will just speak up and turn to her.
But she's like completely just like, what the heck? What? Me? Oh, what? Huh? Yeah.
In return for bringing you to somewhere safe, could you please turn around so we can sort something out very quickly?
Sure, I'm just gonna. And she kind of walks a little bit over into one corner where you can, she's trying to get a better look up in through the broken roof.
Sorry.
Do that. So there we go.
Just a quick note though, because the second we got into Ithium, I'm gonna need her to make a will save.
Who's her?
Talindra.
Oh, okay.
Because as we were traveling, Kingsley went, "Oh, that's right. I can read minds right now."
Oh no.
I was waiting. I was gonna tell you that you could go ahead and do that. That you didn't need everybody else, but I was just gonna, I feel like Elliot wouldn't have told you that you could do that.
Hold on, I need to look at something. Nope.
And I'm going to spend a hero point.
Man, that's high. All right, how about you? Where is this?
I'm very curious what stats Talindra has.
Well,
All right.
see just how good her will is.
I don't actually have a sheet for her, so I'm looking at someone else's at the moment.
Fair.
I'm thinking she's got like a -3 will save.
No.
Yes, I do.
So she would have rolled a 25. I'm sorry, 23.
Okay. So apparently
Yes, 23.
I beat her by 1.
That's surface thoughts.
Yeah.
When did you do this mind reading thing?
When we, as we arrived. So we're here, boom, before she has a chance to even process anything.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to get is, wow, she's got really pretty eyes. And the second thing, and the third thing, and the fourth thing you're going to get are basically, oh God, don't throw up in front of these people. Do not throw up in front of these people. And then a slightly deeper surface thought, something that you think has been there probably since she first saw you, was, oh, thank God, someone I can give all this information to. Or,
Yeah.
Thank LaFondi, someone I can finally give this information to.
Then I will not follow up with the second step of my plan.
So she's busy taking in
The everything?
really weird sights, because this is not a view that really anybody ever gets. So
As soon as I'm pretty sure she's not paying attention, and even if she is paying attention, Mary does not really have a bunch of anxiety about her identity. Mary gets out of the Sodalite gem transformation as quick as she can. And just handing the gem over, please take it.
Can I just take it?
So
it stuck to my hand last time.
The detransformation happens just like it should. And then you remove the gem from your person, and you go to hand it to, who are you trying to hand it to?
Tata.
Okay. You open your hand to drop it, and it falls into her hand.
And she's gonna just out of just paranoia, she's gonna dash behind some stalactite anyways and take it off and transform back and be to Arcelia. I kept wanting to call you Ruby, and you're not Ruby right now.
Okay, looks like this is working. So she will take the gem, de-transform, hand over the Morganite gem, and then slap back up. Does it like turn into the object it was implanted in, or is it just like the gem itself?
It turns into just the gem itself until you place it in the hand of the person it belongs to. And once it is in contact with the person it actually belongs to, it becomes whatever it was supposed to be.
Oh, cool.
Yay, my ring's
So
back.
when she
Which
dropped...
is something that did not happen when it was with the incorrect person. It just was a gemstone.
Right.
Okay.
Badass.
So that being the case, she'll put the ring back on, say her phrase, and then transform.
Yeah, same with Mary.
I
Mary's
will-
happy to be back to her powers, but
I will de-transform and hand the little gem of Alexandrite to Elliot.
Elliot, who's still not sure she wants to give it back.
Elliot is just like, cool, and just kind of stands there.
I will also de-transform and hand
Kingsley.
Kingsley?
the emerald.
Which name? Never you say.
So many names!
Yeah.
I will grab it and say, Emerald Crystal Fortune, Gemstar activate.
Oh wait, GemStars activate. I actually get to get a bingo spot.
Oh yeah, we've been on a transformation sequence since like the first episode.
Well,
I'm
we
not
have
even
done
sure-
a
I'm not even
transformation.
sure that's
Technically, technically, we did it a few episodes ago when we were on the wrong gems, but it still didn't get me a
Yes.
bingo.
So the other thing that you will all notice when you do your transformations back into your actual gem selves is that for a brief moment, as you're transforming, your color flickers
Oh,
to the color that you previously wore, just for a moment.
I don't want it back to blue. No, no. I'm sorry. You're great, but I do not want that power back right now.
That's fine.
Elliot.
She begrudgingly transforms and hands it over.
If you want to keep it,
No, it's fine here. She just hands it over.
Your powers are so much fun. I just really had a great time with them. Thank you for letting me have that experience. I've never done anything like that before, and I really want to punch things more.
Oh, yeah. If you need some help working on your punching stuff, I mean, hey, your stealthy thing that you do is pretty cool anyway, and that healing magic, I mean, that was something. I'd never done that before, and the whole box thing.
That light, man, yeah, no, super helpful.
Yeah.
And Mary, just more, you just whip, like what? You need to get on some more whip action. Yes.
Kind of
Yes,
got so excited that Joe went
Off.
Supersonic, yeah.
It cut out a little.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
You cut out. You were leaning too far away from your mic.
You
Fine.
went to a frequency your microphone couldn't pick up.
And you know what? That is my intention, because she just like started rambling excitedly, and no one probably heard half the words, even if you were here in the room with me. It's fine.
It was a little hard to use yours, but it was actually kind of cool until the end, I guess, really.
Well, yeah, until the killing. It's okay. It's okay. We'll work on that with you. It's fine.
Well, no, it was more hearing the guy scream and in his head scream.
Yeah, about
Oh.
that.
Yeah, because it was in his head that did the melting thing, and I didn't like being there to hear it.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, no, that's not fun.
Can I see?
Do you mean like the
I mean, like, mind reading. Yeah.
sure?
Braylon will hold out their hand.
Mary trusts Braylon, so yeah.
Okay. I
Like,
mean,
I'll watch.
you can willingly fail the will save.
Yeah.
What is your will plus 1?
My will +1 is 13.
Actually, I could still fail.
I mean, I'm not going to make you roll for this because
Okay.
they're a willing participant. So
Okay. Then
Sorry,
yeah,
I would be
I feel
finding
like
it
trying to
funny
make
if you.
I feel like trying to make you roll for something that the other person is completely willing. It is very weird. So
Natural willpower is too strong. You still can't break through.
yeah, that feels weird somehow.
Okay.
Well, that's just ADHD.
So. What exactly are you trying to?
I would like to read the third level. You can read the subject's memories and recollections. This allows you to perceive them exactly as the target recalls them. And I want to experience what happened to Guru Costa and see if it rings any bells to me.
All right. So you go in there and you find that moment and you replay it, and it is horrific. You can sense both the extreme distress and panic of the screaming voice of the Gru that was Acosta. And you can also feel, in a way that perhaps Mary did not, the other presence that was there in his mind with her. And it feels both familiar and wrong. It
Style trauma.
feels the way the metamind felt, but wrong, but not, but different.
But not my metamind.
Yeah, not. It's hard to explain. It feels like that same kind of connection, but perhaps not actually a metamind.
Okay.
So we're not talking like, different frequency because he's from a different universe or something like that.
No, it feels, because he's Braylon has actually experienced that during the portal that dropped the lore people.
Right.
That brief connection, that's what a metamind on another frequency feels like. This feels different. This feels wrong.
Oh, does that mean Braylon is not from Earth Prime? Or not the Earth Prime universe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. Or dump.
So, many things have been learned today. So yeah, Braylon's like, okay, I recognize that, but it's not right. And you're not quite sure why.
Okay.
Your best guess is that it's a metamind that isn't actually, it is an entity acting as a metamind that isn't actually a metamind.
Okay.
Because as far as you know, what happened to Gru Costa is not something that your metamind was capable of.
Okay.
So
I will share all that.
this is all very disturbing.
Yeah, kind of.
But we have, if possible, more pressing, possibly connected issues.
Isn't that just everything right now?
LaFondi is dying.
What do you mean?
I mean that the magic that is LaFondi is disappearing. And I do not know why. And on that note, we will go ahead and take our quick break.
Oh no.
Gonna let our heroes process that for a moment while we refill our drinks, stretch our legs, all of that good stuff. We will be back in about 5 minutes.
There is a cat butt right here, right now.
I know it keeps flashing. So stick with us, and we will be back in about 5 minutes or so.
All right.